It still works.
Microphone check.
We're
It
back.
still works. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Greetings.
That's a double
Greetings,
entendre.
ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
It
Yeah.
still works.
And we're back. It still works. And we're back. You know what I mean? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. We are back after a brief hiatus of, there's a lot of things going on this spring, going into the summer as the weather has been getting warm. But we are glad to be back with you guys today, which is Tuesday, May 19th. And we're here for another installment of No Shortcuts with Midas and Fame. Before we proceed, want to welcome everybody that's joining us live right at this moment, whether you be on Facebook or YouTube, or you happen to catch the replay on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or if you're joining us on Twitch live or the replay. Come on in and say hello. Let us know who's here so we can shout you out real quick. And of course, the perfect attendance recipient Gold Star Award. My mother is here. Apostle Francis D. Hardison is here. Welcome, Mom. Love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, we have 11 viewers on. Let's give everybody a chance to say hello. I hope everybody's having a good week so far, man. And thank you guys for your support to the platform. We're on year number 5.
Yo, is that right?
Yeah,
We've been doing this for 5 years? Wow.
We're on year number 5. If I'm not mistaken, at the end of this year, we complete. 5
Wow.
years.
Wow.
Yep,
This is like the no shortcut show about nothing. I like it.
combining with the All About Nothing show.
Yeah. What's up with my man Matt
Gruber?
Barrett Gruber.
Yeah.
And the All About Nothing.
Shout out to Barrett Gruber, man. Yeah, shout out to Barrett Gruber, man. They still got their thing going as well, and he's been a guest on our platform, and we had the honor and pleasure to be a guest on his platform a couple of times. He's been on our show a couple of times as well. Yeah, some podcast collaborations. Ain't that wrong?
We like to keep him on the standby screen just in case we need him. So he'll just be hanging out.
Yeah.
The number 5 represents favor and grace. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Which we all need a little bit of favor and grace, you know?
Yeah, man. So what's been going on? We've been gone for a few weeks, and we had 1 week we came back for a brief show, and then we were gone again for a few weeks. So it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. I know we got a lot to catch up on. A lot of people want to talk to us.
Oh yeah.
And we welcome all of the comments, please. All of the comments. We're going to just check in with everybody today and talk about some business.
That's right. I mean, it's that time of year where it's a lot on the plate, not only just with business-oriented things with me being my music, but certain holidays like Mother's Day, and then you have family things going on. We're approaching graduation time for some kids that are in school, or commencement services, going to the ceremonies, promoting them to the next grade outside of just graduation. So. And then one of these Tuesdays, I had a funeral to actually play. So it's just a lot been going on. But we hanging in there, ladies and gentlemen. Just to give you a little brief recap of my last weekend, which was a little hectic, but we got it done. I was with the chairman of the board. Friday night, we were in Winston-Salem at Truist Stadium. We did the pregame concert before the baseball team in Winston-Salem. That I guess they're minor league, I guess AAA, or I don't know the exact terminology at this particular point, but they had a baseball game. So we were the pregame concert. It's pretty cool, man. We played about an hour, 15 minutes before the game started, just to get everybody going. We had some people tell us they came out to the ball game just to hear us play and things like that, and it was cool because we finished at 6:15. It was 5 to 6:15. We went and got some glizzies afterwards in the suite. They had a suite. That's not funny. They had us hot dogs, ladies and gentlemen.
They had a couple glizzies.
Yeah, that's all. Glizzies and chips, man.
Yeah,
and beverages. But you go to the ball. You take me out to the ball game.
Hey, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
You gotta have one of those jumbos.
Yeah. Jumbo glizzy, huh? Hey man, it's 12
But
o'clock.
it was
We have
great.
not even had lunch yet, brother.
Nah, we haven't. We haven't. So we just, we haven't talked to
and
each
we've
other in a
already
while,
and
in
we've
this
already got
capacity.
to the
So
jumbo glizzy part of the show.
ho- hopefully, hopefully it doesn't show. But anyway, so we
I
we
think our
finished up
timing might be
Friday
off.
and it might be. I got to get my groove back. This is how Stella
Yeah,
felt before she went on the trip.
yeah, yeah.
But and then so we went on up to Raleigh after we played in Winston Salem because we had to be in Elizabeth City the next day, which is near Virginia Beach. We were
Mm-hmm.
headlining the North Carolina Potato Festival
Okay.
in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. So, which is from Charlotte area about a 5 hour plus hike,
Mm-hmm.
But we went
Mm-hmm.
there. The hospitality at both at the ball game as well as the Potato Festival, excellent hospitality, man. That's the type of hospitality that we talk about sometimes when you're accommodating the band. Make sure the band has food, being hot, want Gatorade, water, these such things. And we had our own, I guess what. I don't want to say chauffeur, but so what's the title for the person who could be a chaperone? Our
Chaperone,
own
yeah.
chaperone
Mm-hmm.
within the hospitality committee. So it was wonderful, man. But we had a hike to make it back Saturday night.
Yeah.
And when I got back into the Charlotte area, the sun was already
Mm-hmm.
coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I basically got home and started getting ready for church. I was able to
Right.
nap a little bit on the van though.
Yeah.
Went straight to church, Mount Dewell Baptist Church. Shout out to them. The kids choir sang on Sunday. Went and picked my son up after church with his mother, and then went back home for an appreciation service for my mother. My mom asked me to play that service maybe a month or so ago, and so I had a
Mm-hmm.
full
Yeah.
jam packed weekend, man. And
That is a
yesterday
full one.
was, as always, the reset day, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel great now. I had lost my voice a little bit. My voice is back, and we're here
Yeah.
hanging out with you lovely folks here in the No Shortcuts
Yeah,
community.
yeah, yeah. What up, Trey J?
Yeah.
Trey J is in the house. He had a wedding this past weekend. Or yeah,
I
one wedding
saw
this
you
past
guys
weekend. Yeah, we had a bunch
had
going
quite the
on.
lineup, huh?
Yeah, we had 6
Yeah.
total, 3 on Saturday, or 4 on Saturday, and then 1 on Friday and 1 on Sunday. But the one that he had, man, she was a bit of a bridezilla. It seems like I kind of picked up on it a
Oh
little
man.
bit when I talked to her on the phone earlier in the week. She was real dry and kind of not having much to say about all the details except for the music. She was just
Really?
like, she was really, really particular about the music and her playlist and all that.
Yeah.
But Trey J rocked it
Yeah.
as he always does. He said he got some good
Yeah.
replies
Shout
from the
out to Trey J,
family and the
man. Yeah.
parents and the groom.
Awesome.
It was just the bride. It was a little bit hard to please, so that happens. But my man is always the professional.
Yeah.
I actually got I haven't sent it to you yet, Trey, but I got a good review from one you did back in April.
Hey.
They left a review over the weekend. I'm gonna send you that too, man. Always doing the good work
Very
for the
nice.
boy. But yeah, we had a
But I
busy one,
guess
man.
yeah, and I guess we could give the bride a bit of a pass because they on edge. You know how we go. We try to,
Yeah.
as mom say, grace and favor. Try to give them a little, try to be a little understanding. But it can be a little rough when they're on edge and they're,
Yeah, when it seems
that
like
type of
they're
thing. But
impossible to please no matter what you do, It's hard to read people in the moment. But
that's
it
true.
was all in all a great weekend, man. We've been, super busy lately with work. Obviously, wedding season is upon us, so it's been
Yes.
every weekend since April, pretty much. It's been weddings. Same time with my son having basketball games and tournaments that I was the assistant coach for. My daughter having cheer stuff. Now, like you said, towards the end of the school year, a lot of school stuff going on that we've had to juggle around.
Yes.
So it's been a full calendar, man. It's been a full calendar.
Full calendar.
And then the other part, we haven't talked about it on the show. But the boy is still producing, man.
Still producing. He in the studio.
Producing. I'm in the
He cooking up.
I'm in the
He
studio.
living in the studio.
I'm in the studio still
Yeah.
producing. My wife and I last Monday, a week ago yesterday, we welcomed our youngest in charge into the world. The young Simeon Ray is his name. And He's here. He's here. So that's, again, another thing that's just been going on this past few months with the
Yeah.
scheduling, the doctor's appointments and all this kind of stuff, because we're old, we're an older couple. So, when we
Yeah.
first found out she was pregnant, back in the late fall, we was kind of like, everything was touch and go. We had some things, and we were like, we just gonna, you know, keep everything under
Yeah.
wraps. Normally you wait 3 months anyway before you start telling people, but in this situation,
right.
because we did have some different particulars involved, we was like, let's just kind of give it to like January before we really start. That's kind of like 6 months before we really start.
Yes.
So if you hadn't physically seen her to know, or a couple people that really had to know, like for example, Juan, shout out to Juan, and the Travel People podcast. Juan had to know because we had a cruise booked. We had a cruise booked for April, and now we weren't going to be able to do that anymore. So I had to let Juan know that we had to cancel that cruise so we can get, what we needed to
Get
do
that
business
refund.
wise or whatever. But other than that, we just hadn't really, we hadn't really talked about it a lot, with people outside of the home, and then next thing I know, that just kind of became normal because we don't really talk a whole lot to people anyway, but it just kind of became normal. And then next thing I know, it's like March, and I was like, I think my dad had texted me or something, and I was like, yo, we haven't even told like my dad. so we had to start those conversations, close friends and close family, I should say, and people that we talk to, my sister, my dad, her brother, we started telling, and then just even with you, like I realized when I spoke to you a couple weeks ago, I was like, yo, I hadn't even told Jerry. So I had to, instead of texting, I had to get Jerry on the phone. I was like, yo, I'm calling you right now.
Yeah, so, you gotta say.
I had to get Jerry on the phone.
And I was surprised, but at the same time, happy for you guys. So you did a good job of not telling anyone. And we can understand, like, if there's certain, like you said, particulars going on, you want to keep it in house.
Right.
And like I said last week on the phone, sometimes the less people involved, the more you can focus on the situation at hand. So congratulations. You can hit the applause for yourself. I can hit something. Yeah, congratulations to DJ Famous, ladies and gentlemen. Like he said, still producing.
still producing.
He's Quincy Jones.
That's right. This one might be my thriller.
Yeah,
all is well. Everybody's good. Wife and baby are good, so we're all good, and having a good time, man. Having a good time being up all night again. The famous experience versus the dance doctors coming up. That's right. We're gonna battle the dance doctors.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, how y'all gonna do this?
I don't know. I was just talking to. I was just playing with Earl, telling him I wanted to be an honorary dance doctor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, but that's what's been going on, man. That's what's been going on. Glad to fill in the family on what's been happening on our side. And like we said, and aside from that, it's also, this also happened on the busiest time of the year for us, of course, with everything going on work-wise. I couldn't really take off any time from the weddings, of course. But, luckily everything went smoothly through the weekend. And it just kind of worked out that all my weddings this past weekend were local. Like, I didn't have to travel. So, like,
that's great.
Friday, I was in right up the street in Lancaster. Saturday, I was in McConnell's. And then Sunday, I was in Rock Hill. So I was pretty local. Nice. I didn't have to leave the house too early in the day. All 3 of those days, I was able to still stay home, for the greater part of the day. And help out with the older kids and stuff like that. So just schedule-wise, it all kind of worked out perfectly in our favor. Because it could have been one of those weekends where I was in Charleston and Asheville and all over the place, spending the night away from home and stuff. So it all came together, man. So that's what's been new. Yeah, that's what's been new here, man.
Yeah, the Most High be looking out. Like, you know what I mean, timing-wise and where we need to be. And it's amazing how all of that stuff falls into place sometimes, without even our planning. So that's
worked out.
To be
what up, Matt?
Right now.
Speaking of family,
Smooth Sales is in the house. Yeah, Smooth Sales is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all be sure to check him out. Former guest, I think he might have been our second guest ever on this platform, but still got his business going, and if you need an alternative to Amazon, especially for certain electronics and things like that, check him out. Smoothsales.com. He's on Facebook under Smooth Sales as well,
Yeah.
Instagram. So y'all be sure to follow him.
Yeah, holler
Be sure to
holler
follow
at
him.
the boy. So that's what's
Yes,
been going on,
sir.
man.
Yes,
And then
sir.
all the while all that's been happening, professionally and personally, I also
Uh-huh.
decided I also decided I hate my brand. So I have
Hey,
been
which
brings us to what
go
we
ahead.
want to touch on a little bit today, man, because I've been dealing with this for a while where I didn't love my branding, FMG event company. I mean, when I did that, I did it for a specific reason at the time, but it just didn't really make sense very shortly
Yeah.
after that. But business started booming. Like I started
Hmm.
making relationships and contacts and vendors and different wedding venues. That's how they knew me, and photographers and wedding planners. That's how they knew me.
Yeah.
I was afraid. I was always afraid to make some changes because I didn't
Hmm.
want to lose everything that I had built with that brand. So I just held on to
Hmm.
it for as long as, longer than I should. I remember certain conversations. Shout out to my man Rhett Marley. He's a photographer down in Charleston. I did a wedding with him, and
Okay.
then
Shout
we
out
was
to him.
talking about it, and I was like when I have to tell people, like at the end of the night, oh yeah, you did a great job. How can I find you? Yeah, go on your Instagram and FMG. It just, then the question, oh, what's that stand for? All that kind of stuff, and it just didn't make a whole lot of sense anymore. And I really, really want to rebrand everything, start from scratch.
Uh-huh.
But I'm scared to do it. I'm scared to do it.
Hmm.
And it just
Hmm.
brought me to a place like late at the end of the year. And then the first part of this year, I was like, I'm really going to do this thing. And, I had that time off between like January and March where I didn't have a whole lot
Yes.
going on. So I started, brainstorming some ideas like, seriously, how can this be done without messing up Google, which is the main thing, right?
Hmm.
Website, it
Yeah.
don't matter. You'll find me how you find me. Instagram, Facebook,
Hmm.
all that kind of stuff, we'll figure it out. But I wanted to make
Hmm.
sure the Google didn't mess up. And I think
Hmm.
I'm assuming I'm not the same person that had that issue of wanting to, make some changes and not wanting it to mess up your Google ranking and stuff like that. So that's what
Hmm.
I've been dealing with, man. That's what I've been trying to focus on these past couple months. Sarah Simpson, hey, how are
Yeah.
you?
Oh, shout out to Sarah Simpson. She's a supporter of our music here in the Charlotte area. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. I think Brian Park from Park Place is here.
Park
Let's
Place says,
rebrand the show
let's
with me.
rebrand it. Yeah. No, no shortcuts to Park Place. That's be the new show.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna take the long route to get there.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. There's no shortcuts to Park Place, man.
Yeah,
Trying to get that
yeah, we're not
success.
going through the woods. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, that was just something I want
no,
to talk about today with everybody to see if anybody else is having thoughts about
let's
that.
talk
If
about
anyone
it.
else has rebranded their company and what steps did you
Uh-huh.
take? What limit, did you do I kind of softballed it first. Like I
Hmm.
changed my Instagram and Facebook, probably
Hmm.
about 2 months ago now, a little less than 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And logos and
Uh-huh.
all that kind of stuff, color schemes. I did that first. And then I
Hmm.
started working on the website, just kind of rebranding the website. And then the Google part last. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Okay. Okay.
want to hear if anyone else had any thoughts or ideas or what's your experience with something like that?
Yeah, and while they're chiming in, I did a little bit of research on this topic. So I will start us out with
Ernesto, what's up?
Ernesto Hernandez is
Good
here.
to see you,
Welcome,
brother.
man. Thank y'all for being here. Yeah, and we've been on a brief hiatus if you're just joining us, but we're here. We all had good reasoning for the Tuesdays that we missed.
Yeah.
Famous just welcome new addition to his family. If you guys missed that part, so yeah. So all right, I was looking up when you should rebrand. And the information it says is when your business outgrows its identity, undergoes major structural changes,
Hmm.
for instance, mergers, or faces a disconnect with a changing target audience. Those are the like
Hmm.
key times that you should consider.
Yeah.
the rebrand.
So that's let's stop on that point because that was mine. Like I guess number one and number three was mine. Read number one
Okay.
again.
When your business outgrows its identity.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I was. I felt like
Uh,
where my business was now versus where it was 5, 6 years ago. What I'm trying to
mhm.
do now is a little bit different, and then that ties into number three. To read number three again.
Yes. Number three was, or you face a disconnect with a changing target audience.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I was looking at because with my, I felt like with my current branding, it wasn't really speaking to who we were as a company anymore. Now
Yeah.
trying to get more into exclusive luxury style events. The type of
Yes.
client that I'm looking for is like people who just really want to party for their wedding night. Of course, there's
Hmm.
still going to be some laid back, chill
Of
events.
course.
People not looking to do a whole lot, but just as far as
Uh-huh.
I'm targeting a specific
Uh-huh.
person that I feel like
Yeah.
my new branding is going to be able to speak to a little bit more.
Mhm.
So that was
Yeah.
definitely my push point. What else you got?
Okay. And Brian says, all right, I was going to catch
Yeah.
Brian's comment real fast. I rebranded the site this year and last night did a little tweak to the logo. All right.
Yeah.
Cool,
Marquise,
cool,
what's up,
cool.
man? I'm gonna have you on next Tuesday. Hopefully, I was talking about you. Hopefully, we're gonna get you on next Tuesday. We decided to not do a guest today because we've been gone for so long, so we had a lot to catch up on. But I'm gonna get with you offline because we're gonna have my man on next week. That's what I was telling you about,
Yeah.
Midas.
Oh,
Thanks for
okay, okay.
yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
yeah,
We looking forward to it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
ladies and
Thanks for dropping
gentlemen,
in.
yeah, this platform was started to discuss the topics of entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
And even before we get to entrepreneurship, having a passion or being gifted at something that you kind of would do for free anyway.
Yeah.
And since we've been, since we've been in existence, we've helped others or inspired others to get their own businesses started. Whether you want to get into wedding planning, you want to get into ice cream catering, for example, that's what our platform is about if you're just joining us. And so
Hmm.
today we're talking about when it's time to possibly rebrand. So
Yeah.
what else we got here? So key indicators. So again, significant business evolution. Your company has changed,
Hmm.
grown, or pivoted, and your
Hmm.
current branding no longer aligns with your mission, values, or target audience, like we
Yeah.
were just saying.
Yeah, that's kind of where we
Hmm.
were. I want to get to before. I'm gonna pause you just for a minute to get to these comments too,
Sure.
because Brian Park, he said he rebranded his website this year, and yeah, it looks good
Hmm.
too. It looks good too. And last night
He
did a
got the
little
van
tweak,
too, doesn't he?
little logo
Hmm.
tweak. Yeah, and I think that too, like getting that van and getting your van wrapped
He
and all
got
that.
that
That's a part
van
of that
wrapped up.
rebrand. That's a lot of part of that rebrand.
Yeah.
Ernesto
Yeah.
says a strong rebrand isn't starting over, it's leveling up. The businesses that succeed
Right.
long term are the ones willing to adapt, improve, and stay aligned with their purpose. That's perfect, Ernesto, because that's what I was scared of. That's what took me so long to do it,
Yeah.
is because I was fearing I was going to have to start over if I did this.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I didn't.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't have to start over. It was just tweaking and kind of
That's the
leveling
feeling
up
of it.
to get to to cast a wider net. And it
Mhm.
feels new, but everything
Right.
else just already, because I've already established it, everything else has just been rolling. And like the
Yeah.
algorithms and the Instagrams and all, they really made it a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Like I thought, oh, people are gonna have a hard time finding me now. Like if they're just trying to tag me in something, they're not gonna be able to. And that hasn't happened. That hasn't
Yeah.
happened because I kind of did
Yeah.
it soft way. Like I still have the old name in the title on Instagram. Chat GPT helped me
Right.
a lot with this process. But
Okay.
so
Yeah.
people still, like past clients and past photographers and vendors, have been able to still find me and tag me and stuff and still
Oh,
get the name, still leaving reviews and all that. And it's still been able to get
mhm.
the new name and the new branding
Right.
out there without me having to do so much too, because they're still
Yeah.
including me in all the content. So it's definitely not as
Yeah.
hard as I thought it was going to be. And I'm glad I did it.
Mhm.
Sometimes I wish I would have done it 2 years ago, but we're here now and I'm glad I
Yeah.
did it now.
Yeah. while
Go
you're
ahead.
talking about it, you might as well tell our audience the name and how they can find you if
Oh
they're
yeah,
looking
well
for
I should. I
services.
guess I should. I should have
Yeah.
brought up some graphics. I should have had some graphics ready
Oh
too.
yeah. Oh
But
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that. You keep go to your next point. Go to your next point, and I'll
Yeah.
get something
Okay.
ready for you. We
Yeah. Well,
might not see
speaking
you
of
for a minute, but
graphics,
we'll hear you.
no,
Go ahead.
yeah, no, it's okay. I don't mind not being seen. Uh, but speaking of graphics, you might want to rebrand, ladies and gentlemen, when your visuals are outdated. Maybe your
Hmm.
logo, your website, marketing materials, maybe look stale compared to competitors, which could be a signal that you're out of touch with current design trends. And if you think about even like Pepsi, Coke, certain popular mainstream brands, they maybe rebrand what every 3 to 5 years, would you say, just without
Yeah.
knowing exactly? You know how the logo may change, the design may
Yeah.
change here
Right.
and there. So yeah, so when you have outdated visuals, because you want to be able to keep up with the competitors as well. So you want to have
Right.
something that's eye catching also. So in chat, if you guys have something to contribute, oh, Brian has something already.
Yeah.
Like you, I outgrew what the site represented.
Hmm.
I wanted something more on brand, even to the point the logo was nice, but more on the minimalistic side. So wanted to tweak and give a
Hmm.
premium feel,
Yeah,
which is
that's the
what Park
key.
Place is all about.
The premium feel, the premium feel. So here it
Yeah,
is right here. I was going to bring it up on a separate screen so it didn't block our faces, but we're here now. But that's the logo,
yeah.
and that's the new name of
I
the brand, the Famous Experience, right? The Famous
got the
Experience.
press play
Because
on there.
yeah, I
Uh-huh.
still kept my play button, but we just kind of tweak the play button, so it's not
Hmm.
totally brand new. We tweak the play button and we just making it the Famous Experience because it speaks more to what we're trying to provide. We don't just come out and DJ your wedding or your event. We do provide a
Right.
full experience for people who want,
Full
that
experience.
type of service. Kind of like I was thinking about my man. I did a wedding this weekend where he wasn't there, but it was his team. But my man Matt Starnes with the hospitality butler, right?
Yeah,
Just thinking
yeah,
about
that's
stuff
our
like
guy,
that.
man. Yeah, what up,
Yeah,
Matt?
when you just hear
Yeah,
the name, you're like,
yeah,
yo, you can just hear that name and you already know what they do. Oh, that's the hospitality butler. I know what's going
yeah.
on there.
It's
I know what type of service I'm gonna get with
self-explanatory,
that. So I
and
just,
he lives up to it.
he does. He
He
absolutely
lives up
does.
to it.
He
Yeah,
absolutely does. And now it's the Famous
yeah,
Experience. The
yeah,
Famous Experience is the whole thing. So that's what we're working with.
yeah.
That's what we're working at. What else did you
Okay.
have on your
Yeah,
notes there?
yeah. All right. So yeah. So also have, and we, as independent business owners, you never know what the future holds. But if you ever come to the point where you're gonna do a merger or acquisition, you're
Hmm.
gonna combine companies. That would be time. For
Yeah, yeah,
instance,
yeah.
if the Famous Experience combined with the Dance Doctors on a long
Yeah.
term situation, you would have
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
rebrand a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that
Or
happens.
even if now let me ask you this, because would it have to be, just speaking of that scenario, would it have to be on a long term basis, or could it just be per event? You
Oh
wouldn't
yeah.
rebrand just for an event, huh? You could?
No,
Okay.
no, you
Okay.
wouldn't. But we do some collaboration type stuff. Like it'll be
Got you.
like a white label situation. Like if he did an event for me, he's doing it under my umbrella, or vice versa. But or we'll do like a
Uh-huh.
collab. Yeah, we'll do a collab, like the
Wow.
famous Park Place experience. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we could do
I
some
like the way
collabs.
these kind of go together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
This is very
absolutely.
nice. Yeah, and we have to do that. But we still got to get Ernesto up on the platform sometime. Is
Yes,
that correct?
yes, definitely gonna get Ernesto up as well. He's got lots of
Ernesto.
jewels to
Yeah,
share. But yeah, the hardest part,
absolutely.
man, was really just the order of how to do it as far as making sure
Mhm.
you don't mess up with Google. Right. So
Yes.
the technique that I got, and mostly of it was off of Chat GPT. Like I've been feeding it all this information for months to get ready for doing this.
Mhm.
And it was really about like soft launching, starting with the social media. That way stuff is already starting to work
Right.
within the,
Yeah.
all the different atmospheres. And then the website, so the wording is already in there on all the metadata is already in there on the website, and all the different pages is already starting to give Google some new information, some new data. And then
Yeah.
instead of starting all brand new Google listing or whatever, just changing the title on
I
Google,
see.
it's gonna be a little bit, like a 30 to 60-day process before it's fully, recognized. But just changing the
Yeah.
title on Google after all that other stuff is done, it makes the process a whole lot easier. So like I said, it's a lot quicker. Like I checked my Google, my Google one day last week, and I'm still on the first page. So it didn't, changing that didn't drop me down. Like if I put up, wedding DJs near me, wedding DJs South Carolina, I'm still on the top page. I'm still like 4th or 5th. There's a few ahead of me that pays for sponsorship, Google sponsorship. So they pay to be on the top. But as far as the ones that aren't paying for ads through Google, I'm like 4th down on the list, still on the first page. So it didn't hurt me as much as I thought it was going to, because of the steps to kind of make sure it's done right. Yeah, Ernesto, for sure, man. For sure. We're gonna get it on.
Just follow up with us. Or hit Famous up or hit me up and let us know what Tuesday you might be available, and we'll work it out. Then I want to ask you, Famous, as well as the chat. Where do you see more traction? Is it typically from the website or social media accounts?
For me, it's mostly from social media and from referrals, right?
Yes,
but the website, you got once they find you, however they find you, they're going to go to a website too, right?
Yeah.
So the website still has to be on point, because that's your secondary salesperson. If they came through from social media, or even if someone refers you, like Ernesto says, "Hey, I know this great DJ, you should check him out," and they find me on social media, they're also going to click that website, and they're going to say, "All right, let's see what's happening."
And the website would, of course, have more details than just than the social media page.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess the social media page is great for the initial visibility. How everybody kind of circulates everything and funnels everything through social media, and spend more of their time on social media.
But the website is like what makes it official. What makes it official. So like, I'll get, people if people just Google wedding DJs, like I said, I'll come up. Now I also own I own scweddingdjs.com. So even if you just Google South Carolina wedding DJs or SC wedding DJs, that also comes to me, because now I own that domain too. So the Google and the website helps a lot for credibility purposes, whereas the social media helps for discovery.
Nice. Okay, very good.
They work together. Park Place says, I've seen an increase. Yeah. Good. Since rebranding his site and redoing the SEO. Yeah, that SEO is important, man. And that's the part I have to go through. I had to go through page by page and redo the metadata and the SEO for each page, to match the current branding and stuff. So that's, it's a little bit detailed, but we had some time. We had some time during the weeks, the last couple of months to get it right.
And SEO stands for what, for those at home or learning?
I don't know what it stands for, but that's just the indexing.
Is that an acronym?
Yeah, it's the indexing of how your Google and how your website stuff, how well it works on the internet. Basically, I don't know what the letters stand for.
That up when we get up.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay.
Hold on. Since you asked, search engine. I knew that actually. Search engine optimization.
Optimization. Okay.
The practice of improving a website to increase its visibility on search engines like Google and Yahoo. So it's how we drive, traffic to your website. So when people Google DJ, wedding, wedding, party, birthday, whatever, how accurate that stuff is that I come up when they Google those things. So
fantastic.
The
All
way
right.
Google tells them
And
that I'm the one they need. Hey, quick story about that too, about Google. So I did a wedding this past weekend on Sunday, and I posted this on my Facebook too. But they, when I first booked them months ago, I always ask people if I don't know for sure. I ask them where they, how they heard of me, and these people told me that they did a Chat GPT and asked Chat GPT for wedding DJ in the area. The wedding was in Rock Hill. Wedding DJ in the
okay,
area that I forget how they exactly detailed it, but it
how
was
they search?
something
Yeah.
about Christian wedding DJs that's experienced doing Christian events and stuff like that. And I guess through my work with with Elevation and all my DJing with them,
Church and everything.
kind of
Yeah.
boosted my rankings of where those keywords put together,
Yeah.
Christian, DJ,
Yeah.
wedding, Rock Hill, all those things put together, and
Popped you right on
ChatGPT,
up.
gave me, as I wasn't the only person on the list, but it
Yeah.
gave them my
You
info.
included.
Yeah, so that's search
Yeah.
engine optimization.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's working.
exactly, exactly. That's
Definitely
why I always
working. And
ask
shout
people. I
out to
always ask
Brian.
where they came from, so I can know what's
Yeah, because you
working
just
and
want
what's
to
not
know kind
working.
of. Yeah, the classic. How did you hear about us? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Know what's working,
exactly,
know what's not. What I need
exactly.
to do more of, what I need to do less of. All right.
Hmm.
Now, the next situation you might need to rebrand, and hopefully this never applies to us or you guys at home, but negative reputation. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to rebrand when you wanna, you know what I'm saying, distance your
Mhm.
business from a tarnished image or a public relations crisis.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully none of us will
You
have to
know,
go through that. And that's the ones where you would do the actual starting over, right? You want to start
yeah,
all the way
yeah,
over with
yeah,
that one. So yeah, that
yeah.
stinks
And
when
you
you
know
have to
what?
do that.
Yeah, and it may not. If it were to happen, I'm just using brainstorming scenarios, but something may could happen at an event, and you just get linked with it, just by being there. Hopefully,
Hmm.
that's never the case, but it doesn't. I'm just saying that to say it may not be something you did directly, or that would affect your reputation. So, with that being
Yeah.
said, just be mindful of you know as much as you can damage control in any
Yeah.
situations like that. So,
Yeah, and a one off won't do that,
yeah.
right? I've had some one offs. I've had some one offs where
Yeah,
we had
yeah,
DJs somewhere that, we shouldn't have put out there, right? Your man.
yeah. I don't think a one off would damage the overall reputation,
Yeah.
especially if you can jump in and
Mm.
put that fire out, so
Yeah,
to
yeah.
speak. But it's like when you
Yeah.
have the reputation is just like what you become known for,
And what you have to do,
So
and this happened to me, and this happened no matter what business you're in, if your reputation is on the line, you got to do whatever it takes to make sure that you take care of that.
yeah,
And sometimes, and in
yeah,
my situation, it's happened on two different occasions. Sometimes you gotta put some money in somebody's pocket, right? I say, how about,
you
all
have
right,
to
I'm so
hush money.
sorry yeah, some hush money. I'm so sorry that happened. How about if I
Right.
refund, half of your balance, whatever that is
Hmm.
to make it right. Like
Yeah, 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 and
yeah.
that's just the right thing to
Well,
do,
I
just to
already
make sure
paid.
you can kind of.
Unfortunately, I already paid that dude, but I can, I
Yeah,
can, I
but
can
because he
refund you
was
this.
so. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna just go on in the hole on this one a little bit just to
yeah,
clean it up.
yeah, yeah.
Clean it up.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
happens. It
Brian
happens.
says,
But yeah, you gotta take care of your rep for sure, because it can kill or
yeah,
make
yeah,
your
sure.
brand. Take care of your rep.
Yeah,
Take
like
care of your
Brian
rep
said. Yeah, okay.
for
Let's
sure,
see. We
man.
got just a couple of more things. So the next point of reference would be market confusion. Customers do not understand what you offer or how you differ
Mm-hmm.
from competitors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you want to be able to distinguish your brand, especially your product, from others who are would be
Mm-hmm.
competition.
Yeah.
So if there comes a time when that's going on, you might want to consider a rebrand
Yeah.
at the same
Exactly.
time. And
Let's see. Sarah says, I look at how a company responds to a client's negative response. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. An apology publicly makes me respect the company. I'm with you. I'm with you
yeah,
there. And
yeah,
like I said, we've
yeah,
had to do it. We've had to apologize. We've had to make it right. We've had to,
Yeah.
refund some money every once in a while. It's happened twice, like I said, but never. I still haven't gotten a negative review. So, luckily,
Yeah.
because you build up those relationships ahead of time, whenever something did go wrong, people reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to tell you what happened because this doesn't sound like what your brand is really known for and what's going on.
Exactly.
So I think you need to know about this." And, we were able to start the
Hmm.
conversation that way. Like they knew, it
Yeah.
wasn't, it was something that I wasn't there for, but I should know about, So I'm grateful
Hmm.
that, my clients had that relationship with me, that they knew that
Yeah.
it wasn't me, but they still wanted me to, make it right and be
Absolutely.
aware of it. What up, Dwayne?
Yeah. Oh, it's Dwayne Haley. That's my guy right there. My homie from back home. Grew up
Yeah, yeah,
together
yeah.
and all that stuff, man. Shout out to Dwayne. Thank you
Straight
for
out of
joining us,
Chirac?
man. Appreciate you. Yeah, he's down in the Florence area now where my brother and sister are. And speaking of negative reputations in Florence, South Carolina and stuff like that, a lot of stuff been going on with the Percy and Willie's establishment there, the restaurant there. I don't know if you guys been seeing
No, I don't
certain
know about
things, but
this.
their reputation, yeah, their reputation. I'll let you guys. I don't want to elaborate, but I'll let you guys look it up on your own time, but via social media, or they just been having a few little discrepancies there. And of
Mm,
course, nowadays everybody has a camera on
hmm.
their phone, so they're gonna film and they're gonna upload. So with that being said, that just popped in my mind as far as
Hmm.
starting to get a negative reputation, and then now you're getting a lot of people on social media saying they'll never get my money again and this and
Oh
that.
wow.
So want to be
Yeah.
mindful. Just want to be mindful, and once again, as Sarah said, an apology publicly makes me
Hmm.
respect the company. So
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes you
yeah.
got to, swallow your pride, and as you've done, famous, with
Hmm.
instances where you had someone working under your umbrella and there might have been a discrepancy. You just have to apologize and maybe say, how can we make this right?
Hmm.
And typically that'll be a fix. But again, the reputation is over an extended period of times. And if it becomes negative, it's hard. That
Yeah.
word of mouth, no matter what, is still the strongest form of advertisement, whether
Hmm.
positive or negative. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I found it important, man. I did this. I used this same rationale when I was managing the jewelry store, and we talked about this before, but back when Jay Scott was on too. That I was
Yes.
always trying to get people who were also bosses. Like you work under
Yeah.
me, but you also have that management state of mind. You also have that boss entrepreneur state of mind. So back in the jewelry store,
Mhm.
especially when I had the store in Columbia, I had three people working under me that used to manage their own stores. And that,
There you go.
that made my job a lot easier. There was no egos
Yeah.
about it or whatever. Like one lady, Kim, like
Mhm.
she was a manager for years and she just didn't want to be a manager anymore. She just wanted to do her thing, but
Right.
she still had that mindset. And
Yes.
I kind of take this the same way. Like now I'm only if I'm booking other DJs, I want DJs that are also, entrepreneurs and they're thinking about it
Yeah.
from a business owner standpoint. Like Thomas
Mhm.
Neal, he has his own DJ company,
Yeah.
Harmony Lux.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Trey
Yeah.
J has his own brand that he's building. Same thing
Yeah.
with Nick. Nick has his own brand that he's building, so they already have that customer service orientated mind. They're not just there to plug in and get a check and go. They're thinking about stuff
Yeah.
from the state of mind as a owner or as a business person.
Absolutely.
And same thing like
Yeah.
the
And
dance
that.
doctors. Like if Earl
Yeah.
did a job for us, which he has done, Earl's a
Uh
boss.
huh.
He's a boss, so I
Yeah. Yeah.
know it's going to be
Yeah.
taken care of.
Yeah. And that's going to ensure that the professionalism is there as
Hmm.
well. And I don't. And maybe it's a trait you can't really teach. I think you either have it or
Yeah.
you don't. I don't think you can learn professionalism.
Yeah.
You can probably care enough to take on the
Hmm.
characteristics and patterns of being professional. But I think it's an innate ability, and
Hmm.
somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But I
I
think you
agree.
either
I
were
agree.
taught and you have it, and the later it gets in life, if you don't have it, you can't teach a old dog new tricks. They say, you
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean?
true. That's true.
Yeah. All right.
What else you
Yeah.
got?
A couple more things. Expansion efforts. It would be time to rebrand if your current branding is too narrow. For
Mm-hmm.
example, location specific, as it pertains to new markets or new product lines.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah.
That makes
So
sense for like
yeah,
retail standpoint. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's pretty much self-explanatory there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the last thing that I have, as far as when it's time to possibly rebrand, is when you're having declining sales, a lack of differentiation, or poor brand perception is leading to
Mm-hmm.
decreased engagement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah. That's all
that
important.
definitely is time to do a rebrand, because you want everything to align as far as, the perception of your business, but also the product
Mm-hmm.
that you're offering. You want everything to align. And if the sales are starting to fall off a little bit and consistently fall off and you can't figure a way out, have to do a little rebrand relaunch, you
Yeah.
know?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And that's where we at.
Reopening. Back in the day they used to have those reopenings.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Certain
All the
businesses got
time.
to do. We've been open the whole time,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
about to
Yeah.
reopen. And
That's
with
right.
the reopening, we
And
gonna
that's
offer
what
you
we're doing.
some
That's what we're doing. So
basically the digital and the digital aspect of a reopen.
hmm I'm
Pretty
almost
much.
finished with
Okay.
it. I got a couple more things to do now, and then I'm gonna make the grand announcement. The reopening announcement that it's already been out there, but there is a planned, public announcement, to
Yeah.
coincide with it, and that's gonna be going out within the next day or two once everything is 100% done. So yeah, grand
Hmm.
reopening of the famous experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come
And
soon your way.
yeah, and just thinking about those type of instances, being like a child or growing up, and there's a reopening. They made a big deal out of it. It's almost like a party. They have the banner outside. You probably got maybe some music and
hmm
some food out there, and it's all kind of sale. Come and see about our reopening.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's basically rebranding is kind of the digital aspect of reopening. Now that we
hmm
kind of think
It
about it
is.
in
It
that
is.
aspect.
Hey, I got one
Hmm.
quick announcement
And
before we. I got one quick
sure,
announcement. I saved this document just because I know I want to shout my man out today. But our guy Nick
okay,
Nystrom, remember Nick Nystrom, straight out of
yeah,
Iowa.
yeah, yeah.
Nick
Yep.
Nystrom is celebrating 20,000 followers on Instagram,
I saw
and
that on
he's
his
doing this
Instagram.
by
Yeah.
he's having a Twitch party live tomorrow night
Hey,
on Twitch at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I think that's 8 o'clock our time. Is that right? 8 o'clock our time or 6 o'clock our
that would
time?
be correct. Yes,
All right. So 7
8 o'clock our time.
p.m. Central, 8 o'clock our time. Nick Nystrom on Twitch, and we're also going to be simulcasting that on the Crate Hackers Live Twitch channel.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's going to be
Okay.
on Twitch, on Nick Nystrom's channel, and on the Crate Hackers Live channel, celebrating
Nice.
20,000 Instagram followers
Followers.
for Nick Nystrom
That's
on
all right
Twitch.
there, man.
And if you want to go
Yeah.
back to that episode when we had Nick Nystrom on with us to learn how he got
Hmm.
to those 20,000, and that's all within, I think 2 years now. Two years
Yeah,
now.
something like that. If I'm
He
not.
started a strategy. It was really I think it was like first of last year or a little bit soon earlier than that, where he started a strategy of what he wanted to do on Instagram
Mhm.
specifically. And he stuck with
Yeah.
it. Consistency,
Yep.
put out content.
Yeah.
And
Consistency is
now,
key.
2 years later, he's at 20,000 real followers, not anything paid
Followers.
for or bought.
Watch.
These are actual real followers that reach out to him and say,
Yeah.
hey, can you come here and do this for me? So
Oh
shout
yeah.
out to
He
Nick.
travels and all that,
hmm
man. Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Nick, man. He
Yeah.
grew that
And
thing organically within 2 years, and just by being consistent.
yeah, yes. And if you guys want to check that episode, it's on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you
Please,
waiting
why
on?
would you not
No
have done that?
shortcuts with Midas and Fame. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, do not leave today without hitting that subscribe button. And be sure to check us out also on Twitch. We broadcast on Twitch as well. No shortcuts with Midas and Fame. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify and our Facebook page, No Shortcuts, the community. And you guys feel free to post in that community. You got something going on, or you're releasing something, or accolade, or whatever,
hmm
No Shortcuts the community, as well as No Shortcuts the podcast page. Both of those
all
pages
over those places
are on Facebook. So be sure to check out. And I think that pretty much covers everything as far as the when to rebrand. You know, and chat if you guys got anything else you want to add. Yeah,
keep the conversation going in the comments. Keep the conversation going, and we'll revert back to it. I just want to say, if anybody's watching this on a replay, just, you know, if you're thinking about doing it, just don't be scared. Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, and everything else will take care of itself as far as your algorithms and all that go. Just go ahead and do it. If you don't feel good about the messaging that you have out there, don't just keep sticking with it just because you already started something. It's all right to pivot.
And feel free to consult someone, right? Don't just take it upon yourself to make that executive decision, but consult with someone whose opinion you trust, who has some experience with this type of thing. And that's what Famous and I are here for ultimately. And if we don't have the answers, we'll talk to somebody who does have the answers.
That's right.
We just want to break bread with you guys to give you little information that can
we
help
are
you
people that know people.
Yeah. And we enjoy loving knowing people like you guys in our community. But we have a vast network of people that we have relationships with. So again, if we don't have the answer, we can find out and help you guys out. That's what this platform is about. For us to utilize our skill set, our resources, and to bring others along on the journey. So you know what I mean? What we're Famous do. Look. We're gonna get the bracelets.
That's right.
Get the bracelets printed up. Get that merch line going.
Hey man, let's do this next week.
Well, real quick, let me make a couple of announcements right fast. I'm gonna miss you guys Twitch tomorrow. Somebody says Liberty Twitcher, what are your favorite AI tools? You want to answer that?
Oh, as far as just ChatGPT, of course. I am starting to mess with Claude a lot. We're going to do a thing. We're doing an AI accelerator on Claude soon with Dom, and we're going to do that like we did before. So Claude is cool. Is cool, but lots of different tools for lots of different things, and a lot of them are AI related, like Opus Clip. Shout out to Opus Clip. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So, and I'm gonna miss you guys Twitch probably tomorrow for the most part. I'll be Brandon Stevens and I representing Mellow Groove. We're doing a duo act at CCB Bistro in Vine, and on a Wednesday because all our Thursdays was packed up. So shout out to Mindy and Shanali. They was like, "Well, what you guys doing Wednesday?"
Yeah.
That's like okay. So, we'll be there tomorrow from 5:30 until 8:30 p.m. That's on Herlong Avenue in Rock Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, CCB Bistro and Vine. Call ahead to our
That was a rebrand.
Yeah, because they were Corks, Cooks, and Books, and they rebranded to CCB
Bistro and Vine.
And it's working out. Yep. And they, as long as we keep our end of the collaboration when we come play, that's why they was like, y'all want to come play on a Wednesday?
Yeah.
You know, because we have our own following that come out and support us, and it's great for everybody, especially the establishment, you know. So we'll be there Wednesday. Thursday, I'll be with the chairman of the board. We will be in Raleigh, North Carolina for the North Hills concert series, which is always a good time. That area there, North Hills, all the apartments and restaurants and gyms, all of that stuff in that one area. We're right there in the middle of the field there in the green. That's always a good time. So that's Thursday, North Hills in Raleigh, 6 p.m. And then we're off Friday. We're actually going to have a chairman of the board rehearsal on Friday. But Saturday, we're going to be in Monroe, North Carolina. At the, at the Treehouse Vineyards.
Hey, I know that place.
So we'll be right up the road on Saturday. And that,
my wife and I used to frequent that place back in the day.
Y'all, well, I know you can't frequent this time.
Yeah.
Keep us in mind when we're close by. But it's always great to play close by home. And Saturday, that showtime at the Treehouse Vineyards in Monroe is 7 p.m. All the other information can be found at www.thechairmanoftheboard.com, the Chairman of the Board Facebook page, and check out our Mellow Groove Facebook page. Is one word, no W, which is our slogan. Mellow Groove, the Chairman of the Board. And that's about all I got. I just want to thank everybody for joining us and hanging in there, even though we've been hitting and missing throughout this springtime. Once again, famous welcome the new addition to the family. So yeah, rightfully
No,
so.
no
We've been
Ralph
taking care
Tresvant.
of business. Yeah, no Ralph Tresvant or Johnny Gill and none of that stuff, guys. How about
Yeah, yeah,
Bobby
yeah,
Brown?
yeah. Yeah, little Bobby.
Oh, we're
He
taking
got a little
Bobby Brown.
Bobby in him. Hey, I'm doing double
Yeah,
duty in
okay.
Johns Island this weekend. I got Friday night at the Island House, and then Saturday at
Hey,
Hart Meadows Ranch in Johns Island. So wedding crashers, stand
ah,
up, come see me.
yeah, wedding crashers, stand up. And
All right.
Sarah says Monroe is right up the street from
Yeah, it
Paige, and she'll
is.
be at the rodeo in Rambert. Well, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
guys choose to do, you guys certainly be safe. Once again, we thank y'all for joining us and spending your lunch hour with us here at
Thank you,
No
brother.
Shortcuts with Midas and Fame. Yeah, and God willing, we're gonna do this next week. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Until then, we're gonna say thank you guys. We bid you guys speed. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the week. And thank you. We'll see you in the No Shortcut Street.
Peace.